Before Russian jets dropped their first bombs in Syria last September, the regime of Bashar al-Assad was foundering. A dramatic shift has happened since then. The rebel forces, some trained and supplied by America's Central Intelligence Agency, were pushed back from the territory they seized. The Russian battlefield victories gave an advantage to the Syrian government and changed the outcome of the proxy war between Moscow and Washington.
Наша задача заключалась прежде всего в том, чтобы укрепить государственность Сирии и легитимные органы власти.
We are not going to sit there while Assad continues to offensively assault Aleppo and while Russia continues to support in that effort.
The area around Aleppo shows how the Syrian government managed to regain control over the territories, previously lost to opposition forces and the Islamic State.
Сирийская армия продолжает активные наступательные операции и при нашей поддержке освобождает все новые и новые населенные пункты.
Russian victories have nearly cut some opposition forces from their supply lines over the border in Turkey. In this footage, you can see U.S.-backed fighters destroying a vehicle on the Castello Road. It served as a supply route for humanitarian aid for civilians and for rebel fighters. Helped by Russian airstrikes, President Assad's forces managed to retake the road recently, putting opposition-held Aleppo under siege.
Allahu Akbar!
And now, U.S.-backed rebel groups are fighting to break it. The Russian successes in Syria have given Moscow new leverage in decisions about the future of the Middle East.
Наша активная работа по борьбе с международным терроризмом в какой-то степени действительно способствовала выстраиванию наших отношений с ведущими державами.
And it seems that President Obama's prediction was overly optimistic.
An attempt by Russia and Iran to prop up Assad is just going to get them stuck in a quagmire. It won't work.
The Obama administration is now talking to Putin's government about sharing intelligence and coordinating airstrikes against ISIS.
Хотел бы отметить наши взаимные усилия по урегулированию конфликтов, которые мы считаем важными.
It is critical that Russia restrain both itself and the Assad regime from conducting offensive operations, just as it is our responsibility to get the opposition to refrain from engaging in those operations.
The question is how much leverage Washington has to win the chess match with Russia on the ground, as Moscow seems to be winning the proxy war in Syria, at least for now.
I'm not confident that we can trust the Russians and Vladimir Putin, which is why we have to test whether or not we can get an actual cessation of hostilities. Russia may not be able to get there either because they don't want to or because they don't have sufficient influence over Assad.